What's up, you guys? It's Cidnee Rich of Arcana ATL, and this is Tarot in Transits, where we talk about the current astrological transits. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you stick around, like, share, comment, and let's get into this new transit as we move out of Pisces energy into Aries energy. Okay, so Venus, the planet of love, beauty, money, aesthetics, our values, is moving from where it has been exalted in Pisces, meaning it really loves being in there, and now it's moving to its detriment in Aries. And so what that really means is this planet of femininity and receptivity and expansion and flow and grace is moving into a sign that is very masculine energy with Aries, and it has a lot of like, let's get these things done. It's very like sharp energy, it's high energy, right? It's very passionate, it's very forward moving. It's kind of got like this warrior spirit to it. So you're bringing this kind of like rough edge to this like really graceful planet with Aries energy. And so that means that it doesn't really like that, right? That's what it means with detriment. It doesn't like being in Aries, Venus doesn't, because it likes to take its time and be beautiful and be loving and be, just let things come to it. And Aries wants to go, right? It wants to attack. It wants to show you the way. And so you can see how those are kind of opposing energies. So that's what that means for a planet to be in its detriment in a certain sign. But with that being said, you could also think about, okay, so if we're thinking about our money, or if we're thinking about relationships, or if we're even thinking about like ourself and how we're showing up, Aries might help us kind of jumpstart things and actually take some action and get some movement around places in our life that have been feeling maybe a little slow, maybe a little too flowy, right? So it's not all bad just because it's in its detriment. It's just different. So while Venus is in Aries, which happens February 3rd, until March 1st, and then it'll retrograde, so it'll move back into Pisces, so we'll get a little bit more of that flowy kind of like healing energy, and then it will move back into Aries on, I'm just looking at my notes here, the 30th of April, and it will be in Aries until June, where it will move into Taurus. So that's kind of our energy here right now. We're going to have this retrograde, and then we're going to revisit. So this collective message that we're going to talk about today, as well as your individual readings, you can watch them right now, and then when it retrogrades, go back to the Venus and Pisces video, and then see how that's applying, how the energy is applying, and then it'll move back again into Aries, and so then you can come reference this video again. So we love the stars. They're always moving. They're always doing their thing. You know what I mean? And it's so interesting to see how that affects us. So I think it's really cool that Valentine's Day is coming up, and Venus will be in this very passionate, fiery sign. So you might find yourself having a more exciting Valentine's Day, and or one where you just like, I don't care. Just like an F it Valentine's Day. Like, I don't care about this. I'm worried about myself. I don't need anything, because Aries is a very powerful energy, and it's very independent energy. So I think it's actually going to help us feel good whether we're coupled or not this Valentine's Day with this transit happening. So I think that's going to be a little reprieve for people that may sometimes feel down and out around that time. Aries is like, no, find your warrior spirit. Like, you got this. You're bad bee on your own. You don't need anybody. It's like that energy too. It's like the dark feminine when Venus is in Aries. It's got this grit to it. It's got this power to it. And it's like that strength that comes through with our femininity while we are in this Aries energy, that sometimes we don't get the support to be in that space. And Venus transiting Aries is going to give us that zest, that like, I got this, and I'm going to show up in all of me, and either you take it or you leave it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to how this energy kind of comes into the collective. And obviously I'm speaking from a divine feminine point of view, but the divine masculine is also playing a big role here too, right? Since Aries is masculine energy, so it's kind of like we're trading places. So you might find divine masculine energy in your life feeling more lovey-dovey, or more willing to kind of talk about things that are regarding love, or what they value, what they care about, right? As Venus talks about our values, it's much more than what we love, it's what we care about, what we really want to see ourselves interacting with, how we really want to bring life into our lives, right? Into the pleasure that we experience, how we want to feel every day. It's like that Venus energy. So men might be, or the divine masculine might be feeling more willing to talk about their feelings, or willing to have changes in terms of their expression, or really taking it seriously about the things that make their life beautiful, and be more open and receptive to that. So I feel that also happening. It's kind of like an exchange of roles, so to speak, when we have this Venus and Aries energy. So I think that's going to be something to look out for, how the divine masculine in our life or within ourselves is kind of like showing up more and being more open, being more vulnerable, and maybe where the divine feminine aspect of ourselves or the energies in our lives are being more a little bit more aggressive, or a little bit more going after things that they feel on their heart instead of waiting. So super interested in that. Let's get into this collective messaging for this Venus and Aries transit. Super excited. We're using the light seers. Let's see what's coming through, Spirit. What is the collective message for this Venus and Aries transit? And like, let's concentrate the energy on this first movement. So this February movement, obviously it'll pick back up at the end of April, so we can bring that into this as well. Make sure you guys like, share, and comment. Maybe save this video, turn on your notifications as well, so you can kind of reference this video and see the new content that comes out. What's a collective message? Balance, the Two of Pentacles. That's interesting, because I was just talking about swapping roles, right? And even when you see this kind of imagery on this card, it's like a juggling. So I think that's what we're going to be doing, right? We're going to be juggling our divine feminine energy and our divine masculine energy during this transit, and knowing when to like step up, and knowing when to pull back, and knowing how much to express ourselves, and knowing how much to like be reflective and contemplative. It feels like that's what we're doing with this transit. It's very much so about us finding balance within ourselves, as well as within our relationships with other people. Because this isn't just about love, it's about connection. Venus is a very connected energy, and it's showing us with this kind of detriment Aries energy where we might need to find more balance within ourselves, so that we can operate and navigate our relationships with more ease and grace, which is very Venusian, right? So let's, oh, look what's underneath it, y'all. So fueling this Two of Pentacles is the Queen of Wands. That is that Lilith, Aries, dark feminine energy that I was talking about. She is bold, she is passionate, she's like, this is my way or the highway energy. So I think that's really cool that that's our shuffle. And look what our first message is, the reverse Queen of Cups. That's insane. So that's exactly what I'm talking about with Venus. So this lovey-dovey energy, Cups energy, right? Pisces, it's exalted there, it loves the water. But now it's in this Aries fiery energy, and we have a reverse Queen of Cups. So like I was saying, with that Aries energy, a Queen of Cups, she wants to flow, but there's a block. right? With the fire, we're having this like really kind of like just act and like maybe feel later, or we're feeling less sure of how we are feeling. So we're maybe acting impulsively during this transit as well, because it's not always rainbows and butterflies, even though I like to definitely lean on the side of positivity and how we are helping ourselves with astrology. But when I see this blocked energy, we might be feeling a little stunted in our emotional expression, and we might be operating from a much more logical point of view, which maybe is needed to give us balance. So I don't hate that we have a reverse Queen of Cups. I think it literally sums up the energy of Venus and Aries. It's like, this isn't an emotional time period. This is a very like instinctual time period to act more on like our spirit versus our heart. And that is still just as connected to our soul space, right? But it's, when I see this Queen of Cups here, it's like, okay, it's okay if things aren't, if we're being a little bit more passionate from like our mindset versus like our heart, and that might be needed, right? Maybe we need to be like, something's out of balance. Maybe I need to be less emotional and more logical, and then like act from that place around my values, around my connections with people, or how I'm getting money, right? Like a lot of times when we're trying to get some money, we need to take some action, and we need to stop getting in the way of like our feelings around it and get to the bag. So I feel that makes a lot of sense too. Wow, another Cups energy coming out reverse. So the Knight of Cups. So this is, it's interesting because I don't feel like this is a stalled energy necessarily, right? Because Aries is action oriented, but it is like it's like a weird way. It's not very lovey-dovey energy. So I said that Valentine's Day is happening during this. So I don't expect this to be the most lovey-dovey Valentine's Day. With a reverse Knight of Cups, he's got his roses. He's ready to come. Like, he's got his blanket. He got the white horse in the background. He got a love letter, but it's reverse. So this Valentine's Day may feel a little like business or serious or like visceral, right? It may be very like physically exciting, but it's not going to be like the most romantic, right? So I would even say, when I see this energy, it's let's go and have the most like fun time, right? Let's have fun. Let's go and do something weird and spontaneous and adventurous. But it doesn't feel like a lot of roses on the ground vibes. It feels more like, let's go skydiving. You know what I mean? Like, let's go do something fun together that like really brings out this sense of play within our relationship. And maybe that is showcasing the value that maybe we forgot about, because everything isn't always so lovey-dovey and romantic. It's also exciting to have fun within our connections, not just romantic, but our friendship connections as well. So I'm definitely getting that with the reverse Queen of Cups and the reverse Knight of Cups. The Four of Swords is here. So now we have this masculine energy coming through with the swords. This is interesting too. Okay, so this makes sense. It's like, while Venus is in Aries, we're kind of putting a pause on the emotionality of things. It doesn't mean we're putting a pause on our connections or our relationships, but we're letting like the emotions rest, and we're letting the actions take center stage. So this is quintessential actions speak louder than words vibes, right? Because when we speak about our emotions, we want to speak about them, we want to talk about them, right? But sometimes we just want to do stuff. And this is what this energy is. It's like, let's do stuff and let's put our emotions on pause right now, because the emotions might get in the way when Venus is in detriment, right? We're not going to be able to navigate our emotions in a way that's going to be helpful. It might catch us up. We might put our foot in our mouth. We might like ruin something if we're too emotional during this transit. So I love that the Four of Swords is here, because it's like, take a pause. It's literally take a pause, take a nap on the emotions, and let's just be in our present energy and in like what we're doing, right? Let's talk less, do more, is what I'm seeing here. And the Nine of Swords is here. So this is a reminder that Now, if we're looking for a proposal, I'm being dramatic, but that's my, you know what I mean? If we're looking for the big, starry romance, it's probably not going to happen. But don't get in 9 swords about it. Don't get anxious, worried. Oh my God, do they not like me? They're not really talking about emotions. They keep calling me the homie, but we're hanging out every day. Like, look at the actions during this transit and not necessarily the words that are happening here. I love this actually, because you know what? We're gonna have Mercury going into Pisces during this transit as well. And so I'll do a video on that. But I'm interested to see what that looks like. Yeah. And the 5 of Wands. So this definitely is going to create some conflict potentially while this is happening, because like I said, Venus doesn't like being in Aries, so we can find ourselves feeling neglected, feeling like we're not getting what we need. But remember, this isn't a supportive time necessarily for emotionality. Let's look at people's actions, and let's not like compare what we think something should be to what is happening. Like, let's allow the balance to come into our life in a way that maybe we're really needing, but we're not necessarily sure what that looks like because it's new. And that might be why we have the 5 of Wands here and the 9 of Swords, because it's like, this is weird. Like, I feel like things are happening, or I feel like I'm understanding a connection, but it's not being emotionally expressed. But that's okay. We want emotional expression when the time is right. So I love this collective message. Pay attention to actions, less about feelings, and understand that people are showing you how they feel through what they're doing or what they're not doing. But reminding ourselves, don't get caught up in our mental or in the idea that like this is forever. This is a temporary energy. So don't allow something small to get blown out of proportion during this time period either, because I think that's an important message as well, because Aries can be a little fiery, can be a little aggressive. So that is another underlying message. Be calm, take a pause, take a break, and don't be so willing to get into fights around what you believe or what your values are, because this is not the time for that. It's more of a time of exploration and seeing where everybody else is, so that you guys can come in more of a balance together, because this is an energy of connection. So relationships, whether they're platonic or romantic. So that's our collective message. Let's get into these individual readings. All right, Aries, you're up first for this Venus and Aries transit. So let's see what the energy is around you guys. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. And let's see what's going on for this Venus in Aries transit for our Aries. What are our Aries? What's going on? We're going to do one card and a crossing card. Look at you, Queen of Swords. So you might be feeling very emotionally detached during this transit, but it's like you're taking an assessment. That's what I feel with this. You're taking an assessment of what your needs are and what you're getting or what you're not getting, and how you can show up within your connections and what you might need to be changing. I feel like a very contemplative energy, so you might be planning. It's like a planning, plotting energy. Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah, I have the Page of Swords. So a lot of you're observing. This transit is about you observing your connections, what is working for you, what is not. Venus also, like I said, it has to do with our money and our finances. So also like what's coming in and how that needs to shift and how that needs to change. So I think this is actually going to really help you get a lot of clarity on your next steps, or how to expand possibly when that retrograde goes back into Pisces. Because this does feel it does feel like you're taking action, but it's more so action around figuring something out, especially with the Page of Swords here. So this is a discovery mode for you. Allow yourself to get really clear on like your values and what matters and knowing what doesn't. This is a discerning energy with the Queen of Swords as well. So be mindful of having short-tempered kind of arguments with people with the Page of Swords as well. These two swords, they can get in arguments. So watch that during this transit and just kind of observe more than you speak, I would say. All right, Taurus, let's see what's up for you guys. Make sure you like, share, comment the video. It really does help. So Taurus, what's going on? I'm interested because, you know, I have a Taurus moon, which is ruled by Venus. So let's see. I want to see what's going to go on here for y'all. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. We got Taurus energy, or I read this as Taurus energy. We got the Nine of Pentacles, but it's coming out reversed. So there's a little bit of a like, ooh, I'm getting this like start and stop energy. That is so interesting. So it could feel like you want more, but you're not getting it during this time. And that kind of goes back to the collective message of not like maybe getting the expression, right? The devotion aspect is maybe missing within your connections, or it's maybe not as stable, the flow of your finances, or maybe you're like still trying to figure out your vibe, right? And you're going back and forth on like you want to switch up your aesthetics or the design of something, and you're just like, it's like you get a flow and then something kind of gets in the way of it fully flowing. Because the Nine of Pentacles is all about this freedom and this liberation of being able to do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it. But I think that this Venus in Aries is actually creating a little stop to that. So let's see what our other message is. Oh my goodness, can't make it up, y'all. The King of Wands reversed. So this is literally that fiery Aries energy, but it's reversed. So it's like, we know what we want, but the energy just isn't allowing us to move as quickly or as surely as we want, or to get what we're desiring or what you're desiring from whatever, how this resonates in your life, okay? So don't get too frustrated, I would say, because that stubbornness can pop up, and just be like, you know what? Let me just see what I can do my best, but don't feel like you're not succeeding if something isn't going as quickly or as smoothly as you want. Because I do still feel like you're building onto something, but it's just going to feel a little bit of that start and stop during this transit. So just be mindful of that. Don't get down on the dumps. Don't get stubborn. Continue to kind of like relax into the moment and work with what you have. Gemini, what is good? Okay, let's see. What's going on? Gemini energy for this Venus and Aries. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, okay? You guys are social, so do your little social thing, okay? Post it on your medias. Gemini. Seven of Wands. This is so interesting. Like, we're getting all of this like blocked energy that keeps coming up, and we got it in the collective message because, like we're saying, and I think that the tarot is so cool to show that reflection of the energy. Venus doesn't like being in Aries. So there is this block that's kind of like on the underlying everything. And when I see a Seven of Wands reverse, Gemini, this feels like fighting, frustration, and feeling maybe like internally a little, it feels like I'm fighting for my beliefs, I'm fighting for what I care about, I'm fighting for something. So you might find yourself having to like show up more in your connections in a way that feels hard. Okay, I really do feel that with this, and not saying like it's, like I said, this is just where we are right now, but it might feel a little bit like difficult, or like to get your point across might feel more difficult, because 7s are a personal number, and when it's coming up reversed, there's this desire here to like stand your ground and be like, no, you need to hear what I'm saying, you need to see me, you need to feel me. But it may be difficult with this Venus in Aries for that to translate in a way that doesn't result in frustration or argument or fighting. So just be mindful of that. Yeah. 5 of Cups is coming up. So this transit could present itself with some difficulties within your connections, and you might feel lonely, right? You might feel lonely. You might feel misunderstood. You might feel like someone's not seeing your point of view, and you're trying to get them to see it. The best thing I would say during this, like the 5, this is temporary, okay? 5s are temporary. Release that. Pay attention to what is going well, what makes you feel good, and the thing that feels frustrating, don't spend so much time trying to fix it, because it's just going to feel like you're butting up against a wall. And that could make the tension increase between your connections. So don't focus too much on where you're like not seeing eye to eye with people, and allow yourself to kind of release that, and don't focus on what's not working during this time, because it can kind of bring you into a place of a lot of frustration. Okay? All right, Cancers, let's see what's going on with y'all. We're still in this Mars retrograde with y'all's energy, Lord. So let's see what this Venus, that's interesting, how it's going to affect us. My Venus is in Cancer, so I'm like, eek. I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a double whammy. So let's see. Cancer energy. I don't know if I said it. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Y'all, I love that this is so consistent. So the Temperance card reversed. There's an impatience. And like I said, Aries energy is impatient. I want it now. What just popped in my head is literally, her name was Veruca from Willy Wonka, like the original, and she was like an impatient little brat. That's the energy that I'm getting. Not calling you guys a brat, okay? But I'm saying, like, you might feel impatient, and you might want to be like, why isn't this happening? Right? And I want you to tell me the depths of your soul right now. What is the problem? Why can't you tell me that? Because a reverse Temperance energy is a lot about like too much. And so you might be wanting too much or desiring too much from somebody, and they're not able to give you that emotional expression during this time because it's in Aries. So just be mindful that don't be impatient, and don't be asking too much from someone and then being upset when they don't present that. Ooh, 8 of Swords, exactly, bro. 8 of Swords is you're creating your own hell, basically. Just know that this energy is not very supportive, like I said from the collective reading, of you guys like getting emotional responses or emotional expression. So don't get in your head if you're not getting that, okay? Just be patient and let this energy pass, because the 8 of Swords, it will create a reality that doesn't exist. So get out of your head during this time. Just be very present, pay attention to people's actions, and don't read too much into what they aren't saying, because that's where you're gonna get yourself caught up, all right? All right, we're in Leo energy. Okay, Leos, what y'all got going on? Y'all are gonna have a full moon during this time as well. So let's see what this energy is showing up as for you. Venus in Aries. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Y'all, I am so blown away that we're getting this consistent blocked energy with this Venus detriment in Aries vibe. We have a 9 of Wands reverse. So this might feel like, what I'm getting with this is like, I give up. That's what this feels like to me. I give up. Because once again, we're not getting a lot of expression. We're not getting a lot of like softness with this energy. And with your fiery Leo energy, it's not that you need the softness, but you need the like adulation, right? And with this, it's like people aren't giving you that. They're not giving you as much praise or as much love. And it could feel like, well, I don't even want to give to this anymore. I don't want to give to this because it's not giving to me. That's what it feels like. It's not giving. And so just once again, be mindful. And I keep saying that with all of these readings because this is why energy is so cool. And paying attention to the transits is so helpful so we can realize, okay, this is what's going on astrologically. Let me not, blow up my world because of the current energy. So don't give up on something just because it feels like it's not giving to you right now, okay? Because 9s are the end of a cycle, so you're not going to be in this forever. And like I said, Venus will be moving back into Pisces at the end of the month, so give it a little time. Yeah, the 7 of Cups is here. You're feeling confused. Oh my God. Literally the energy that I'm getting. It's like, do you like me or not? Because you're really not showing it to me, and I feel like I want to give up. Because you're not giving me what I'm needing, and I'm confused. And did I make this all up? Did I like fabricate this? Or did I think that I was going to get this promotion and then all of a sudden like we're not talking about it anymore, or you're interviewing people? So there's this energy here of feeling confused about what it is that you thought you were getting out of something, but don't give up on it. Keep, being diligent and showing up and showing your heart and your passion and your love, because it's just a temporary energy that we're in. So don't be discouraged, Leos. I know you guys need a lot of like rah, and you might not get that this month during this transit, but don't feel like people have forgotten about you, because how could they, Leos? My fellow Virgos, hey y'all, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Let's see what's going on for Virgo energy for this Venus in Aries. I'm a little nervous, y'all. I said that last time. Every time I get into the Virgo energy, I'm like, oh God. Oh, this is the first time we're getting a reverse card that feels helpful. This is the 5 of Pentacles reverse. So what's interesting to me is Venus also doesn't like being in Virgo. It's considered being in its fall in Virgo and its detriment in Aries. So I think we might get a little reprieve because it's familiar territory in a sense with this transit. So the 5 of Pentacles reverse is a release of something that has felt lacking. So we might actually find ourselves getting some type of like action going on in our lives in terms of love or money or our connections in a way that has felt like it hasn't been there. Okay, that's exciting. I love that. But then we have a 9 of Pentacles reverse. So that's interesting. I have a 9 and a 5. So 9 and a 5. 5 is a change energy. 9 is a completion energy. This 9 of Pentacles is coming out. I believe your other fellow Earth sign got this, Taurus. So this feels like, it feels different with this though. This feels more like, oh, okay. I see what's coming through here. It feels more like collaboration with somebody. It's like you don't have to do it on your own, which makes perfect sense with the 5 of Pentacles reverse. Like I said, this is difficult energy when it's upright. You feel alone, you feel left out, you feel like no one's helping you. When it's reversed, you're releasing that. And the 9 of Pentacles reverse in this case, the energy that I'm getting off of this is like you're not alone. You don't have to do it by yourself. You don't have to do all the things to get the money on your own. You don't have to do all the things within a connection to get what you want. And so this is a reminder, I feel this Venus in Aries is going to help Virgo energy ask for help or feel more supported by an energy that's maybe doing more, so that Virgo energy can do less. So that's interesting. I love that. Yay! Libra. Okay, Venus is your planet, right? So let's see how this is working out for y'all, because Aries is your sister sign or your opposite sign, right? And it doesn't like being in Venus, but you guys, that's your home. You love it. It loves you. So I'm interested to see how the energy is going to come through with you guys being that opposite of Aries. I'm very interested. All right, Libras, what's coming through for y'all? Oh my God, so funny. I literally heard like peace, and then like you fell out. And I said you, the Queen of Swords. So I feel the Queen of Swords energy here, and there's a mental peace. There's a mental clarity. Seeing things, it's like seeing things ahead, like 10 steps ahead. It's like this Venus transit is helping you see the plan more fully in a way that is like, I see now, because I have the Temperance energy at the bottom. So we have this like balance coming in. So it's like clearing the way. There's a clarity coming in, a clearing coming in. Anything that has felt confusing, anything that has felt out of balance, right? Temperance energy is balance energy. So this, I feel, is really helping you clear the way, see things how they're playing out in the future, so that you feel more grounded in the present moment and less like amped up by the Aries to feel like you need to act and do something. It's kind of like having the answers and knowing that like, oh, I don't even have to go and try to figure this out. I already know the answers. And so I'm not going to like overextend or overexert my energy during this time, because that is unnecessary. So there's a peace coming to you during this time, while everybody else might be having a little chaos. You guys are kind of like, oh, well, I'm just going to sit in my lovely Venusian energy, and you guys figure that out over there, because I see clearly what's happening, what I need to do, what I don't need to do, and how to maintain that balance within my connections or within myself, so that I'm not feeling like pulled out of self during this transit. So, ooh, we love that. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Scorpios, let's see what's going on with y'all. Okay, Scorpio energy. I'm curious, because you know this is your season that you're born in. You're made in, I mean. You know what I'm saying? Aquarius season breeds you guys. So you guys have that like imprint of this energy within your energy. So I think I'm very curious to see what's coming through. Scorpios. If you guys let me see, right? Ooh, okay. We have the Eight of Wands crossed by the Empress reverse. So this is interesting, because with the Empress, what I say, I was like, if you guys will let me see. And that's what I feel here with this Empress reverse. There's a concealing energy here. It's when she's upright, the Empress is in her full power. So there's something here about you guys not wanting to show everyone who you are or what you're thinking or what you're going to do. But the Eight of Wands here feels like you might feel pressure. So I'm getting this like halfway energy, like showing up or not feeling like, not expressing the fullness of what it is that you're wanting to say. I feel a lot of communication, but I feel a lot of like concealing. Very Scorpio. That's so funny that this is coming through this way. It's like, I'm going to give you a little something, but I'm not going to tell you the whole thing, because I don't want all my cards on the table, because I need to know what you're going to do with the information that I'm giving you. So I do feel like this is a very, it's so Scorpio. It's very secretive. Kind of transit where you're watching people, what they do with what you share, in order for you to feel like you're protecting your energy as we move forward. You're not feeling completely exposed and vulnerable. So you're really kind of playing cautious here and really waiting for everybody else to show their cards first before you let them know where you stand or how you feel about something. So I definitely feel communication transit, but it's like you're going to be keeping some stuff to yourself to kind of not like show your fullness, because you're being strategic, which no surprise there. So good luck on your little mysterious journey. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Sagittarius, let's see what's up with you guys. I bet you're gonna be feeling amped up with this fire. I just see like craziness, but it feels like fun. It feels like fun energy. It feels fun. It feels very liberating. It really does. So you guys are probably gonna have a pretty fun time. Fun Valentine's Day. Not taking things so seriously, right? It's like you're gonna be able to navigate this kind of act first, feel later vibe. Look at you coming through at the end, but on the bottom with the Knight of Wands, but it's reversed. So there is an impulsivity. I just said it. There's an impulsivity to your energy this transit. So watch it. And I keep saying watch it a lot because when I see reversed energy, there's a block or there's something that's kind of stopping the flow of the energy in a way that's going to be as supportive. It could feel a little crunchy. So with the impulsivity, sometimes that's cute, sometimes that's fun, but sometimes it can get y'all in trouble, and I know y'all know that. So it's like, be mindful of how much you're just throwing caution to the wind during this time, because this is the energy of like getting yourself in a relationship when you had no intention of being in a relationship, but you're in it and you're like, well, don't know how we got here, but here we are. So that's, look, Nine of Cups reverse. This is saying during this time, you might impulsively get yourself into something that you think you want, but then you realize, I do not want this. I don't know how I got here. So it could be taking a job. It could be buying a plane ticket to go somewhere. It could be investing in something. It could be getting in a relationship. So really be mindful of your actions during this time, because it will end up in something that you don't ultimately want, but you might be stuck with depending on what you're being impulsive about. All right, Sag? So don't be impulsive about like, share, commenting, and subscribing though, okay? Go ahead and do that. But yeah, be careful, because you might make some actions during this time that ultimately is not what you want, okay? Capricorns. Okay, y'all. I know I gave y'all a little grief last time, so apologies. Just taking my own personal grievances out. You know, that wasn't fair, so sorry. Well, let's see what is going on for Capricorn energy for this Aries. Venus in Aries transit. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. I feel like it's gonna feel day by day. It feels like a little, yeah, day by day. Strength card, reverse. You're gonna have to find that strength showing up and being like, okay, I'm not gonna let this energy win. Because it is very, when I see the strength card here, you've gotta be courageous during this time. Because you're used to taking your time and getting all the facts and really like thinking very long term, and this is asking you to be a little bit more spontaneous. So you're going to be asked to like really get into your heart, even though this is a very action oriented energy. It's like, what do you really want to do during this time? What would really make you happy without overthinking it? Like, that's the energy that I feel for you during this time. And it's important to act on that, because when we don't, sometimes we miss things that are for us because we're over planning, over analyzing, taking too much time. So it's kind of the opposite energy of like a fiery sign during this time. It's saying like, Earth, you're good. You're always good. You're always grounded. You always know where you are. So let yourself be a little bit spontaneous during this time period, and you might get what you've been really wanting, but you've been overthinking it too much, right? So have the strength to come out of yourself a little bit. Temperance is coming up again, reverse. So when I feel this, it's like what I'm saying. You might need to do a little more. It's like you need to do more. You don't need to temper yourself. You need to do more. You need to take a risk during this time, because that's the only thing that I feel like is going to push you forward with something. So it could be like promotion wise, like I said, in a connection, romantic, like taking someone out, doing something, expressing yourself. But there's a need to not be so cautious and to actually take a little bit of a risk during this transit. So be courageous, be strong, you can do it, trust your heart during this, and act on that. And act on this channel by liking, sharing, subscribing, all those good things. Appreciate you. All right, Aquarius, it's still your birthday, so we're still in your season. I think it's so funny that Valentine's Day is in Aquarius season. It seems so random, like what? But I also think it's cool because it allows us to maybe, I hope, and we never talk about this in society, but like look at love and all the different ways it can show up in our lives, right? So that's why I think like Galentine's Day is so fun. And that's kind of a newer thing, because it's like, yeah, like Valentine's is not just about romantic love, it's like platonic love. And like Galentine's Day is so Aquarius to me. So I think that's really cool that that's like a newer phenomenon, and it definitely brings balance, right? That Two of Pentacles we got at the collective reading into this season that I feel like it was missing. Ooh, look at y'all coming through. Temperance just wants to hang out with us today, apparently. Like, okay, girl or guy. The Fool. So you are ruled, this is Uranus energy, you're ruled by Uranus. And so this is a new space for you guys. It's like, be adventurous, like really harness that Aries energy and go for it, because this is going to be helpful to you, because you're already like very, I do what I want to do, I do it how I want to do it. So this just feels like doing something very unique in terms of your endeavors, or even like your aesthetic. This is actually coming through aesthetic wise. So you might find yourself wanting to get like a tattoo, or maybe want to cut your hair or dye your hair or something like that during this time. And I feel like it'll give you a little motivation to feel more like yourself. This is helpful to you feel more like authentic to who you are, and moving in a way that feels freeing. It just feels very liberating when I see this Fool energy. It's like, go for it, do it. And what's interesting is like we had Temperance coming up. She wanted to come up, or he, I'm saying she, even though it's very divine masculine energy, but it's angel energy. But angels are very connected a lot to masculine. Anyways, it's coming up reverse because I do feel like there's some type of like need to maybe do something bolder, right? And it's funny because I'm literally having the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Wands was at the behind the Two of Pentacles, right, for the collective message. So the Temperance is, you're protected as you take these leaps and like these like changes that you're making during this time. It's like, don't feel, not that you need that, you already feel very confident, but don't feel like by doing this you are not still listening to your guidance, right? You're being guided to take this leap. You're being guided to maybe do something different because it's bringing something to you that maybe has been missing or maybe been dormant. It's like lighting that back up for you during this time. So light that up. It does feel very aesthetic wise, and it feels very exciting and fun, and like maybe necessary, because maybe for a little while there you got a little too serious and you need to get back into that freedom seeking energy with this transit. Okay, Pisces, we've come to the end of the road, the Witch's Road. Let's see, down the road, down the Witch's Road. That's interesting, huh? Maybe there's something here about you guys, you know, and I think of Venus energy, it is the divine feminine. There is something here about your power with this transit. Oh, look, I'm not even going to shuffle. No, I am, but the Three of Cups is right here. So the Three of Cups, it has to do with our community, right? And our soul tribes and our power within groups. And so there might be something there, like taking action, taking initiative, bringing people together, connecting people. Venus energy reminds me of connecting humans together, like-minded. There's a healing energy I feel with this too, and it's through these actions. Yeah, the Page of Cups, look at you, you little cuties. Page of Cups, healing, being kind, being nurturing, being loving, being open, being receptive, like calling people in. And so like I said with the collective, this is a very action-oriented energy. It's not very feely, but you guys can't help but feel. And so with this, I feel your Page of Cups is coming up and saying like, ooh, hey guys, let's go do this thing that feels like playful and imaginative and dreamy during this time. You might get people to hear you more, understand what you have to say more, want to hang out with you more, want to connect with you more during this time, because you're just kind of in this very dreamy energy of like possibility. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. You're creating this like life for yourself during this transit that feels maybe like a renewal, a new beginning, a new start, a new community, a new way of you showing up for yourself, a new way of knowing yourself. And it's like grounded in this fiery energy of change and transformation. So I love that for you guys. And I think it's so interesting. Look, there's your energy underneath that, the moon. I think it's so interesting that I was singing the Witch's Road song, because it's like you're going on a journey. You're going on this journey of self, and it's really setting the stage for your life, like where your life is taking you. And I think this is a spark that the Aries energy is bringing that you need to kind of really fully step more into that creativity and that imagination. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bless! Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to check back into this energy when the retrograde is over and we go back into Aries on April 30th, okay? So this is kind of like a two-part, two-time period video. I appreciate y'all so much, the support for the channel. It means the world to myself and Miss Psychic Yogi. Take action like Venus in Aries, and like, share, comment, subscribe. We appreciate you so much, and see you on the next transit.